Hello, in this video, we're going to start to work on this practice question that you are seeing similar question in your homework assignment. And so before we jump into this question, I want to help you to recall what part of the learning is related to this question. So it is related to the relationship between nominal and the real income. So when we studied in the nominal and real income in the previous video, I introduced that this pair of the concept can be compared with the real and the nominal GDP. So the similarity is that the nominal income is same as our nominal GDP. So that is measured by the current dollar. And the real income and also real GDP is measured by a constant dollars, right? So therefore, this practice question is related to this nominal income. Okay, let's look at question together. Suppose you will have an annual nominal income of 100,000 for each of the next 5 years. And the inflation rate is 3% per year. What is the real value of your 100,000 salary for each of the next 5 years? So the good thing for this question, it does give you a formula that help you to calculate this question. But before we jump into the calculation, I want to actually use your intuition to think about this question. What I want you to think about is that, okay, given you get this $100,000 now on paper, and also we have inflation every year, but on your bank account you always get this $100,000. So the question is, what is the value, the actual value, basically how for this $100,000, how much goods you can purchase? So given the 3% inflation, you able to buy more goods or buy less? Yes, you are able to buy less because on paper you keep getting $100,000, but your $100,000 can buy less and less goods because everything get more expensive, 3% increase every year, right? So once you know this, it will give you an idea about, hey, how your final answer should look like. Your final answer should be a number that is less than $100,000. Okay, so after you get that straight up, now let's look at the question. So it asks you for the next 5 years, real value for this $100,000. So therefore, you are calculating for year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. So you will have 5 numbers for this question. So now let's look at the formula together. So basically the 2 formula you gave you here are they pretty much the same. So let's focus on the second one. So the real value of the next year's income equal to the next year's actual income you got on the paper divided by 1 plus the growth in the price, basically 1 plus the inflation, and then powered by the how many years down the road. Okay, so therefore, if we're thinking about what is $100,000 worth for next year, so that would be what you calculating is the real value of next year, right? The equal to the next year income. You literally on the paper got $100,000 divided by 1 plus the inflation rate, which is 3%. And then powered by 1 because it's next year, right? Next year, that's your first year. But then if we think about how about let's say now it's 2025, so that what we calculate is the end of the end of 2026. Now we're thinking about the end of the 2027. So then that means the 2027 you still make $100,000. So therefore the year's income for that year is $100,000 divided by 1 plus 3% powered by 2 because 2027 is 2 years from now, right? So similarly, you can do the year 3, year 4, and year 5. So this here is the answer. Okay, like I said, year 1, that $100,000 equivalent to $97,000, less than $100,000. And year 2 is even smaller, it's $94,000. Year 3, 91,000, and once we get into year 5, you still make $100,000 on paper, but the purchasing power, the value, true value for now, $100,000 only worth $86,000. Okay, so this is how you leveraging the formula we done here to calculate the real value of your income. So hopefully you all remember this because as I mentioned in the class, if you get a job, they never give you a raise every year, you actually means your salary is decreasing the value. Okay, you actually are decreasing. You should asking your employee raise your salary kind of every year, at least adjust for inflation. Okay, so good luck with your learning.